Dear Diary, I figured things have been looking a little rough lately, and in a poetic kind of sense, or just a need for survival, why not document what's happening? I don't know if this will be something that I'll look back on years from now, or if it's going to be something that just happens to be found. Here we go. We've been communicating through our personal radios, but this mystery person has been communicating with us as well. We've been naming them Craig just because I don't actually know the real reason why we call them Craig, but we do when in Rome or when in a zombie apocalypse. We made our way over to the radio tower because that just seemed like the place that we've been meaning to go to anytime that we get these sort of messages or need to meet up with each other. It's getting more dangerous to travel at night, or really anytime, but these new mutations to these zombies are just terrifying, to say the least. But we made our way over there safely. We traveled as a group, and honestly, that's a strategy we should probably be using anytime. And when we got there, we sort of all just caught up with one another. I'm not sure why or really if it was active choices for some people, but we really did separate. I guess that's what happens when you wake up in a lab in the middle of a zombie apocalypse with people that you don't know. So catching up was definitely needed. After we'd been talking for some time, we actually ended up getting this weird riddle. I don't really know why Craig's talking to us in riddles, but we decided to check out this bridge that Emmie had said looked like a cat. I'm not really sure if I see it all that much, but we ended up traveling as a group all the way over there and looking for any sort of clue or hint as to what we were supposed to be looking for. Eventually, we realized this wasn't the right bridge. So we ended up going to a different bridge and finding a sort of like sewer cave room thing. And there was a book, something about wildcats and basketball and school. And so we decided that the best option would be to obviously check out the high school, which I was familiar with because it's near where the compass is, and also it had a basketball court. Obviously, through this entire journey, we did end up finding lots of zombies, just a whole lot, and wherever we went, there they were. And this whole mutation thing, by the way, really sucks because they can be super fast, they can explode, they can jump really, really high, and we're at a great disadvantage. But anyway, we do get to the gymnasium and we look around for clues, and to be honest, we did not find anything useful. So someone suggested actually that there is a stadium and perhaps that is where we were meant to go. So we decided to travel there. And unfortunately, for some reason, we made our way through the crater and they found the tank. Although I did manage to not lead on that was my tank, because after all, there are a ton of tanks that are just scattered around the city, let alone the fleet of them that are at the Amora Mansion. So I don't think anyone suspected anything. I think we're fine. Anyway, we make our way to the stadium, and we did have to search around a bit. This place is massive. And there we found a secret room. Now that I'm looking back on it, I really do wonder how these secrets just keep getting missed. I mean, I also don't know how long we've been in the lab or what's been going on, but still, just more questions upon questions. Anyway, we end up finding a secret door in the locker room, and something kind of scary happens. When we enter the hallway, Craig tells us that we have to stay put, and if any of us move, we will die. And then Craig pairs us off, and I ended up being paired with Emmie. It was kind of a blur in this hallway because we were all really scared because we were being threatened, and also it's this weird hallway with numbers on top of doors, and I can't help but think about how that's too similar to the labs. Once we get behind our numbered doors, we end up having to choose between ourselves. One person had to go through one door and the other went through a different door. There was definitely some creepy language. I just feel like I've forgotten it at this point. Emmie had to parkour through this weird, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but there was this weird obstacle course that Emmie had to parkour through, and I had to help guide because Emmie, something infected them, or like something happened whenever Emmie would fall down. You would think you would die from that giant drop, but Emmie kept appearing back in the beginning every time. This went on for a long time because Emmie couldn't see very far. It was really, really hard to see. Something was affecting her, and I did my best to guide, but when it's all about, acrobatics, it's a little difficult. Eventually, someone made it to the end. Originally, Craig had said that it was a race between all of us, and the ones who got to the end first would be kept alive and the rest of us would die. But that didn't happen. So I don't know if that was a malfunction or if that was just something to psych us out. Eventually, Azalea did make it to the end, and we kind of were just sitting there for a bit. After we got out of that weird, creepy, dark space, Azalea told us that Craig gave her coordinates to follow. So then we're off again. I'm not really sure why we keep having to travel so much. It feels weird for a Craig. What is Craig? This is not a discussion. You know what? I'm starring this, highlighting this. I can't. So our next location was a pirate ship that crashed into the beach, and it was pretty quickly we realized that these trials, or whatever it is that we're being forced to go through, they don't make us feel good, in the sense that it's really hard to trust when someone tells you, hey, 9 of you have to drink this potion and to get to the answer for whatever questions we might have had. We quickly started to realize it was a trial after trial after trial just to get a clue for another clue and another clue. So we're getting a little frustrated. 9 people said that they would drink one of these potions, and they all had to do it at the same time. So we counted off, and the 9 people drank them. Everyone except for Frey were fine. I don't know what was in that potion. Frey did come back, thankfully. We all seem to be coming back, no matter what. But afterwards, Craig gave us another clue and another location to go. We ended up on this weird island where there was just a book that said that there was one shovel, and each of us would be given a piece of paper, and we couldn't talk about what was on our paper. We only had a certain amount of shots to dig in one of the spots correctly. So we all got our little paper, we all went to where it told us to go, but then we realized some people didn't have coordinates on our island. Some of them were off of the island. We ended up in this argument, tension, as we usually do, where some people didn't want to leave the island. Some people wanted to stay or try and figure it out and dig somewhere on the island. And then there was a group of people who just didn't want to cooperate at all. And I don't honestly blame them, because Craig kind of is a very sketchy character. But we ended up deciding as a group to at least try and go off the island, because we could always come back. There was no rule stating that we had to stay on the island. So as a group, we all traveled, and we ended up back into the city. Our final location was the Futura Lab, which was really odd, but also when you think about it, in retrospect, it kind of makes sense. We end up finding a secret lab underneath the Futura building, and there's a lot of weird stuff in there. I mean, there's obviously experiments on humans. There's just weird gadgets and computers, and I mean, there's a ton of stuff in there that just, personally, as someone who doesn't know science, I didn't understand. We did find Craig. With all the robot parts that we had been finding over the last few weeks, we're to rebuild Craig. I can't remember who it was, but someone just put all the pieces where the direction said to, and suddenly there was Craig. So there was a lot of commotion because everyone wanted to know an answer to some honestly very important questions, and we could only ask one question at a time. And it was a little difficult to speak to Craig because, well, Craig is a computer and an AI and didn't have a voice box, so we had to communicate through a book that would be passed back and forth. So we learned a couple things from Craig. One, Craig has been watching us. Craig is the one who has been talking to us. The directives of Craig are a little fuzzy, but they're still concerning. Two, we only have about a month and a half to live. The infection, for whatever reason, affects us differently than normal humans. So we're all infected, but for some reason it's not progressing as fast as it should. We all took time asking questions. Personally, I kind of was overwhelmed. I didn't really know what to ask this AI. We all kind of hit a mental wall where our brains, I think, just couldn't process any more information. Some people did stay back to sort of have one-on-ones with Craig. I found that a little bit suspicious. That's maybe I won't write that down. Instead, I'll end this entry with I hope we can figure this out. Oh. A faction meeting. There's cake. Yeah, where? Oh, there you are.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you here for the meeting?
Yeah, doing a little night fishing while we're waiting for everybody to show
Yeah.
up.
If you guys need food, I'm catering, so there's
Oh, what do you
some
have?
food over here. Well, a little bit of everything. What do you
Wow.
want? Some
Oh, you got a little stall.
do you want some coffee?
Yes.
Do you have
Sorry.
Yes, snacks is
Absolutely.
yes, no. Yes is the right answer to
Thank you.
coffee. Yes.
No, it's not raining. I feel like every time I'm over here, it's raining.
It has been raining a lot.
Yeah.
Also, there's been a lot of lightning striking
Yo,
too. I
you
don't
too?
know what... Yeah.
Okay, yeah, me too. I
I
almost
don't-
got struck.
Yeah, like when you see it, does it happen over there in Atlas for you?
I know one of them, that was close to me, was in that direction. Yeah.
When I was building the sub, it kept happening over and over again, and it was Atlas. I was like, what's happening over there?
I'm catering, so I gotta bring the food to the dome. The dome!
The
Look
fancy
at all
dome.
the lovely cakes. The audacity. Can't
This is
believe people
lovely
were
in
my
here.
secret area. Yeah, thank you so much.
Mhm.
It is
I
lovely.
really appreciate it.
I mean, I
Right.
think it is Karen's birthday. I forgot.
Is it?
Oh.
Which Karen though?
How could you
What,
forget
what are you
her
talking about?
birthday?
There's only one.
No,
Wait.
I just no. I mean, didn't you name another animal Karen?
Oh, yeah, my horse, Karen.
Yes.
No, it's... Don't be ridiculous. It's not Horse Karen's birthday.
Sorry, how could I? How could I?
Oh my gosh. The whole point of this meeting is, I called everybody here because I feel like we're just, not cohesive enough. We're not together enough. Also, a new development has come into play. So I've heard that's the new development.
God, someone said something.
So
An eye
You're
infection?
not supposed to take.
Shh. That's why I didn't say
An
anything.
antibiotic?
You're just not supposed to point it out. It's just human decency. Don't point it
Yeah,
out.
just don't say anything.
I got
It's fine.
punched in the eye by a chocolate cake. No, the infection's spreading a bit. There's been no, it's all physical. It's nothing, nothing mental has changed.
I would argue that I'm noticing people are acting a little bit differently, but
That is differently how? Exactly.
Well,
Who
oh,
are
the
we
Julia.
talking about here? Because we can point names all we want, but like, who are we talking about? Because
I mean,
honestly, that might just be a dig at character.
I mean, I'm not. It's
Over there,
really they
here,
have a
yeah.
problem with
Take
Karen,
the ship.
so
Oh, so it's a you
Oh,
problem.
okay.
Now we're getting
Yeah.
no, okay.
That makes sense.
Are you
Now
sure
we're
you're
getting
not
to the
like talking about yourself?
no. Karen is not infected, Frey. Karen's fine.
Parents are also, why don't you get the why do you get the information? Why are we
Well,
finding
no,
out
it'll be
here?
public access.
Yeah, but this
It's-
is your building.
No, I made this for everybody. This building is pretty much the center of the entire area, and it's made for. Thank you, Rin. I made it in cooperation, with
Kiss
other
up.
people, to, Did you just call me a kiss up?
No, not you. No one. That was not me.
Do we need to talk about that? And that aggression?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What are you?
What is
what?
this aggression about? Like,
I'm
jeez.
sorry, but
If everybody would be so kind as to bring any information you have or tell me about any information you have, I'd really love that. I think
I mean,
with-
why don't you start? Why don't you give us some information on what? you
I
know,
don't have a
what you
lot,
got?
unfortunately. I do have a book of notes. I noticed that in the cold there are less of the undead. So I think that the virus has something to do with temperature. And then I also noticed the thing that we've all noticed, which is when we get knocked out by a zombie, we like return to our beds. So I've kind of been observing that.
Oh.
wait, isn't that where you live? Wait,
Was
Story?
there any concern as to whether that research may
sitting.
cause issues
the cake
for
is
the
delicious. Try it.
compass? Like,
Why should we be giving any information when obviously people are keeping their own secrets? Obviously, if that
I-
hasn't been
I'm
crystal
laying
clear at
everything
this
on the
point.
table. I'm giving
You are.
everything I
You
know.
are. Which, good for you. You do whatever the hell you want, but nobody else at this table apparently is keeping secrets. Everyone is not putting anything on the table.
Has anybody else been experiencing mutations?
No.
I mean,
Nope.
not really.
Not at all.
Not that I know of.
Are you telling us that you're getting better with the virus? The virus is making you better?
Well, see, that's relative because I can zoom in with my eyes, but also, like, my skin is turning gray and, like, I'm bleeding green.
I know, but also you just said that we've been in contact, and this, technically speaking, the farm has been very isolated from, well, anyone except the farm.
You've given me tours. I was at the amusement park with you.
I said somewhat isolated, not all the way isolated.
You're my gosh darn sister. Of course you've been in contact with me.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on.
What?
Told you.
Wait a
Anyway.
minute. What do you mean told you?
Do you
No.
really not
Wait, hold on,
remember?
you know my...
Damn.
Wait, hold on, you...
Wow.
There's a lot of secrets.
Yeah, last
And
secrets.
it
Anybody else
wasn't
have
a
any
secret
secrets they
to
want
me.
to
Yeah,
Oh.
anyone else want to share the damn secret party
Cheese
that
man,
we're apparently
cheese man.
all not sharing? What the
don't
fuck?
know
What
anything
is the
about my
point of the
past. I
faction
don't even know
meeting?
my name.
And
I don't know my name. What the
let's
heck?
go.
I didn't know that you didn't know. I thought you knew.
Wait, Kathy, how do you
I
know
don't
she's not?
anything
She's
about
telling
my
the truth.
past.
How
I
was
thought
I
it was-
supposed to know that? You were avoiding me. Like, I will try.
I just like my concern is that like so we only have like how long left until it fully infects all of us apparently, supposedly.
I
Like,
don't know.
do we really
Anytime.
think
Couple
like
months?
sharing all of that like all this random information is really actually gonna move it along?
A month and a half, I think.
Something
It's-
We need to start telling each other this stuff. I can't believe this stuff is just coming out right now. Why is it we had to ask you guys in order for you to give us this information?
I think that we need to put down a proposition of not letting dogs inside of here anymore.
What?
No pets allowed.
I would
What's
like to
Karen done?
propose that rather than keeping them out, they have to stay outside the book line.
So like
So in the
exactly
outer
what I
circle.
was saying, but like slightly different. Okay.
It's just so that the zombies don't get the dog by accident. So they're it's
You've
still
had a
in the
problem
dome.
with Karen from the beginning. What is wrong with you?
I don't have a problem with Karen. It's just that some of us are a little busy. And we're trying to actually host a meeting and get things
Honestly-
done here. So that's the only
honestly,
issue I'm seeing with it.
I don't have an issue with Karen. I'm just worried that some people are allergic to dogs.
No, you're not. Nobody here is allergic to dogs. Green
I'm
eye.
allergic to dogs.
Whoa.
And
I
then
think
why
we
are
should
you
are
kick them
just
out of the
thinking about
building.
it?
saying that now.
I came here for loot, not garbage, and then it's A-1392-A Project AI, and then in the chest is an AI core. And
Oh.
in this book, it says, "Never again. All the money in the world couldn't get me back in that house. It ain't right. It ain't natural. I'm getting out of here while I still have a grip on my nerves." Could this be a
And that
part of that AI that you guys found in the lab?
I don't know. I mean,
It's
it
possible.
didn't. Maybe it was broken, and like there was a lot of damage, and not just like human damage, but like water damage.
Right.
And it was confused because we tried being friendly, and then it just attacked us.
Right. We started
attacked
out in the
you?
beginning.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we could talk to it.
Hold on.
That's
You
what
want
I'm
you want everyone to
saying.
live together? You like
Like,
it when everyone to live together?
Like all of our stuff, and I mean, it would make sense for us to live where our stuff is. I think we should all live together, and we should bring all of our resources to one area.
That's a slippery
don't-
slope. That
Don't
sounds.
I
do
don't think
that.
that's a great idea. I came here with a slight amount of trust for everyone, and I've lost a lot of that trust during this meeting. I don't think
Well-
I could live in a house or in a place with any of you.
If we all lived together, we could keep an eye on people, and
That would...
like
That
There'd
just
be
sounds like a
less-
terrible system, in my opinion.
If we all
I
live
also kinda
together, we
don't
can get
trust
killed in
any
our
of you
sleep.
with giving
So
items
Exactly.
to you. I don't trust giving items to you because I've noticed that items seem to disappear when I'm around all of y'all.
are you accusing us of stealing your stuff?
Not even my stuff. Sometimes I've noticed that other people's stuff is missing. Like I'll have people coming over to me saying, "Hey, I think you took my stuff," and I say no. I'm starting to think that some of you are thieves. Well, obviously I'm doing pretty well with just trusting my gut.
Okay. I just don't understand why everybody's so unwilling to share what they have.
Exactly.
can't-
It
First of
can't
all, can I bring
harm.
up the fact that the very important axe that Daz had has been taken? I don't know
Maybe
which
if-
one of you
Oh
rats
my
took
God.
it.
This is what
Maybe
I'm
if
talking about.
Daz
People being
wasn't-
thieves.
Sitting in here with us, and Daz
Daz
was where the
wasn't
pets go.
sitting in
maybe
here.
that
Daz
wouldn't
was
have happened.
outside, and then guess what? It got
I'm
taken.
not getting in between.
So I'm sorry it's not like Karen where I need to bring it up every 2 seconds, but Dez has lost the axe, and I need it back. So which one of you rats has took the axe?
I'm not
Karen,
a rat, I'm a
Are you gonna
pig.
take that?
I
can
don't
check my
have-
pockets, I didn't
I
take
have,
anything.
a-
Answer if
I
you
have
do have it or
a
not.
regular axe. I can give you that. I don't have any other axe. Unfortunately.
It's not about a axe; it's about the
Well,
axe. You know, that this
You
is
didn't
evidence number
answer the
one that
question.
What?
You when Sis was saying which of you rats has the axe, you said I'm not a rat, I'm a pig, which does not answer
Oh.
the question of if you
Oh.
do or do not have the
Hi,
axe.
Daz.
Oh, yeah, well, Sis also asked this question over there, and I said, I have an axe.
Not to point fingers, but Mar was the last one out of the building, so
Oh.
I feel like we shouldn't be pointing fingers at all. This isn't the time.
I will put out everything that's in my pockets. I came here.
things
with
don't
nothing on
magically
purpose.
disappear. So this is the problem with setting things up like this is because no one admits to what they've done.
I just.
If so, say hypothetically we all stay around each other. What happens when someone turns? We're all
Not
near
you.
each other. All our stuff's like, all our resources are there.
You know what? This meeting has been really great, really incredible for us to figure all this out about each other. Really great therapy session for all of you, but it's gotten us nowhere and it's been a waste of my time and obviously a waste of my items. So I'm going to take my leave. Have a nice day, everyone.
No, wait, we have to cooperate.
What else
We
were you
can't-
doing?
Well, that went about as well as expected. I want to help Emmie, and I feel like it's the right thing to do, but I just don't. We need to trust each other, and just saying, hey, let's do this thing isn't going to fix it. I don't know. This meeting has made me exhausted. I think maybe if I go to sleep and wake up, everything will be better.